Hi, this is Dorothy with Scrapbooking. Get ready for your garden pictures. This is what we're going to do coming up very shortly. So this is Backyard Bliss. It's one of the brand new paper collections from close to my heart, and it's in their new seasonal catalog, July through September. So this is a 3-month catalog for the first time, and the papers are gorgeous. So I can't wait to put some of my backyard pictures from the garden on these papers. They are just perfect. So here we go. And don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, and I would love to have you be one of my people that scraps along with me while I'm showing you my video. Thanks again. Bye now. Hi, this is Dorothy with Scrapbooking, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to do Backyard Bliss. So this is one of the brand new paper collections from our new seasonal catalog that's 3 months instead of 2 months. So it went live July 1st, 2022, just so you know. So I'm just going to go ahead. Those were the instructions. Those are the placeholders for the pictures. Here's a really cool die cut set that looks like it's super thin wood, and it's actually super thick cardstock. So they kind of pop out, and it's almost like having that real thin wood, like a balsa wood or something, because look, it's pretty thick. So super cool. So we've got titles and all sorts of stuff, and I love the picket fence that's in it. That's my favorite fence anyway. Super cute stickers, great sayings. This is the front and back of the two of the papers, or one. And here is the front. I love the wood, and the back is chicken wire. Do you not love that? For all you people who have chickens in your backyards now. So this one, I love. This is grass and kind of a viney look. So perfect for backgrounds for pictures. And this is one of these are the die cut sheets. So we've got the heart and circles, and then this is an exclusive, the two-tone there, and then the printed flowers along the bottom are exclusive sheets with Backyard Bliss. So you also get pine, a brand new color, and 2 sheets of papaya, 2 sheets of white, 2 sheets of the pine. So what I can't figure out, I'm going to go ahead, and I haven't done this in a while, but I'm going to go ahead and do the cutting on camera. So I'm going to set some of the things aside and just kind of bring my rail fiskars over. And I'm going to set the die cuts aside. And I already put the cardstock aside. So I'm going to take the zip strip off of the pages that we've got. So what I find is you just see the hairline of the zip strip to the right of the rail, then you've got it. So you get almost a perfect cut. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut a 10 by 12 sheet. So I'm just taking 2 inches off of the one. Then we're going to go on to the second sheet. And this is going to be cut down, take the zip strip off. And I'm going to cut it down to 8, turn it around, and cut it 10. So all my extra pieces, including one of the zip strips, is going to go over back into the bag because they don't get used on our projects here. I'm going to go ahead and cut the zip strip down to be 10 inches long. So the next page that we're going to is that exclusive two-tone sheet. So it's shortbread and the pine, and really lovely paper. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it around and cut 4 1/4 right there. And then flip it around and cut 2 4 1/4, 4 1/4, and then what's left, well, minus, take off 1/4 inch, and you've got a 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 piece. So those are background pieces for 4 by 4 and 3 by 4 papers. So then I just cut right down the edge of the pine and shortbread, and I'm going to cut this to be 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. This paper is getting cut in half. So one part is going to be 2 1/4 by 12, and the other one is going to be 2 1/4 by 10. So, and I have a little bit of the pine on the edge, so I'm just going to hand trim that off. Super easy to do with my micro tip scissors. You can just get such a fine cut with it. Super sharp and super precise. And then another page is this page that I'm taking the zip strip off, and we're going to use that one. And I'm going to turn the vine so that it's up and down. That's how you want to cut it. And you're going to cut it 6 3/4 by 12. So the other part goes into the pile along with the full sheet. So this is the wood paper with the chicken wire on the one side. Look at how cute. It's got a little garden hat and tools and a water can. Super cute zip strip. So I love this plank paper. And it's going to get cut with the planks going the long way. So I'm going to cut it at 3 1/2 and then flip it over that way and go to 8 inches and just come down right there. So now I still have a full strip of 12 inches there, so I'm not wasting anything. Okay, that's another full sheet of the wood that goes over to the package. And then we're going to go to papaya, and we're going to use both of the sheets of papaya to cut. So the first sheet is going to be cut at 4 1/4, a strip that's 4 1/4 wide. And then we're going to do a 6 1/4 inch wide strip. So we've got a long piece that's going into the bag, and then we cut this at 4 1/4, and then 2 pieces that are 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. So those are going to be backgrounds, some more backgrounds for pictures. And then these are going to be, for 6 by 4 pictures, they're going to be 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, extra piece over to the bag. So you've got just about 1/8 of an inch. When you put your 4 by 4 or your 4 by 6 photo on those pieces, only 1/8 of an inch is going to show all around. So it's just a touch of color just to enhance the picture and not pull your eye away from the picture. It's just framing the picture a little bit. Okay, so the next strip is going to be 6 1/4. Flip it around and do 2 pieces that are 4 1/4. So once again, same kind of idea. And then the last piece is 1 piece of white, and we're going to cut 2 12-inch long pieces that are 3/8 of an inch wide. So that's the one bigger tick before you get to the 1/2 inch mark. So these are just wide enough to do a little bit of journaling on. So there we go. Those are our cuts. So I did them because it's pretty simple and non-tedious. So now we're going to bring our background pages over, and you can tell that it's not quite white. That's actually mink, which is obviously just a real light gray. So you can tell that the white daisies, how white that is. And they're kind of describing to you to do a little sponging technique on the right-hand page, but we'll do that later. So I'm going to take these pieces and kind of set them aside and pull out the ones that are used for this. So that's the 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 pine dotted pieces and 2 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 cut pieces. So the rest of these are going to go over to the side so I can do my layouts. So now I'll tell you the one thing I didn't quite understand here is, and all of a sudden it becomes obvious. Normally our die cut pages are not printed on the back side. So this one, the wood look is on the back side, and I'm just popping all of the hearts and flowers out. So it's a little tedious. Those flowers are best pushed out from the back side. Just saying. So you have less, excuse me, of a tendency to rip the little sort of petals off, so if they pop out nicely from the back side. So I'm pulling out all these hearts. There's just a ton of hearts that come with this these die cuts here. And you actually don't use them all for the project one. But I'm just kind of, I don't really know that, but I'm just saying from the fact that I've finished it already. So there I can go ahead and throw that out. I've pulled out all the pieces. I was not expecting that wood look to be on the back side. So these take a while to pull out too, but we've got all the colors that are in this kit. So it's the pine, and it might be periwinkle. I'm not positive. I should know that. And papaya, and I think shortbread. But super pretty colors, and there's a heart, that's the mink. So I'm just popping these out real quick because, my goodness, how many hearts can you have? I guess they made every effort to get as many hearts out of this paper as possible. So I will just take a little thing here and say, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and let me know that you're there. Give me a thumbs up, or leave me a comment. Even better would be to just leave me a comment and let me know what you think, or let me know what you're up to, or, you know, does this look like something you'd be interested in, or no, maybe not so much. Just let me hear from you. I would love that. So we're getting close. This took a long time, so I speeded it up, but I didn't speed it up enough. Should have speeded it up at 400. Anyway, this whole thing took me, because there's so many die punches here, it took me about 55 minutes to do this layout, but that's including all the cutting too. So I did speed this up so you wouldn't be struggling with me through all of the pop-ups. And I'll let you know, I did some sponging technique, but I didn't use necessarily the technique that they suggested. So you'll see what I did, and then I'm going to tell you, don't do what I did. Now this is interesting. They've never done this before either. So here are some pieces that say Project 1 on the back side, and Project 2 and Project 3. So I hadn't seen that before. Normally they keep the pieces per page, like Project 1 or Project 2, Project 3, are usually per page, or kind of cordoned off with a line. So there's our heart, our wood look heart that's going on here. And I'm just going to add some Tombow onto the back of it to, see, now it looks like the back. That's funny. So I'm just going all around the edge with my Tombow dots, and a little bit in between. Whoop, managed to miss one. Always a little something that you miss. So there we go. And I'm just going to kind of make it equidistant from left to right, hopefully. And there we go. So, and then these 4x4s are going to go here. So, and they're not putting them straight, they're just kind of putting them a little wonky, because wonky's a thing. And I'm just putting my placeholder on there so I know that it's a 4x4 that goes there. And, you know, if you want to take these off before you put your picture down, so after you've, you know, cut your picture to be 4x4, you can take those placeholders off if you want. You don't have to use them. You could even cut your picture to, let's see, 4x4, 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and then you'd have a little white border around your picture if you want. So just saying, you got options here. It's up to you what your options are. So I'm taking this little die cut and putting it over to the side and adding a little heart, a little bigger heart to it, one of the little kind of periwinkle hearts. And I'm going to go ahead and pop it up just because I didn't pop up much on this. So, of course, I put it on the wrong side. Oop. There we go. See, and that looks great with those little blue flowers down there too. So I love this little garden boot with the flowers in it. I mean, you know what? I need a pair of boots like that because my shoes get all muddy and funky when I'm out in the garden. And I wear Crocs, and then the Crocs my toes get full of mud. It's like no fun. I should get some of those boots. They're real cute. So I'm going to put this little phrase from the bottom there. And this is one of those die cuts that I hadn't seen there before. So I'm going to go ahead and add some Tombow onto it and then tuck it under that picture. And I'm just kind of putting a little tilt on it and then adding the phrase on top. And, you know, sometimes I have a hard time finding the different things that go on the, oh, there's a turnip or a beet. I've got beets growing in the backyard. Okay, here's the little flower is going to go there. And then there's going to be like a little leaf sprig. And I'm trying to find the little round thing that's supposed to go there. But as it turns out, kind of looks like that. So I'm going to pop it out and use it. And then tuck it under. There we go. So then this gets, you know, you can put as many or as few hearts in here as you want. If you want to fill up all the hearts and all the round circles, you know, do what you want to do. They don't really show that, and they leave a lot of open hearts in the instructions. So it's totally up to you. You could completely fill those if you wanted to. Because I love that the hearts are just really the same colors as all the flowers on the bottom, so it would look fine. So I'm just going to use my little picker-upper tool to kind of place some of the circles and hearts around with a tad of Tombow to keep them in place. Just tucking that heart under. So it's good, you know, this means I have to make a decision on what to put where. So this really slows me up. So I tried to, it needed to be speeded up more than this, than I did this. So, but I'm just kind of leaving a lot open and putting a few in here. Then I decide that it's much easier to just put the Tombow on scratch paper. You always want, you know, when you're doing projects, you always want to have scratch paper close at hand. So, and I always get a zillion of these little pads. And so they're just big enough. They're not too big that they're awkward when I'm working with them. So they're just perfect for this kind of use, for stamping and what have you. And then this little one goes right down there. And I'm just going to show a little of the pine color there. I wanted some of it. I didn't want it to hide all of the pine. And this is the journaling strip, and I'm just cutting a couple of pieces. I'm not measuring, and I'm just kind of sticking them down there. And they're not going down straight. They're just going down a little wonky like everything else. So that's okay by me. And then we've got this cute little blue flower that's going to go right up there. I always put a little anti-static pouch. I take it to the stickers so that the pictures can slide up underneath. And there's that flower I was looking for. So I'll use it for whatever. And I am going to do some sponging here. So I've got some papaya ink to get sponged under the title that says love. So I'm going to go ahead and put down my 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 pine backgrounds for the pictures. Now, this is not for 3 by 4s, although you know what? You could totally put 3 by 4 pictures there. But this calls for putting 3 by 3 pictures there. And then if you want to, you can have a little place and put some journaling below each of the pictures to have a little explanation for each of the pictures if you want. So I'm going to leave that middle one, and then I'm going to put my second one over here. And it's going 3, let's see, 3 1/2 or 3 1/4. Let me flip my paper here. It's 3 1/2 up from the bottom, and on the right side and the left side is 3/4 of an inch. And then you just want to take your middle piece and put it evenly in between your two inside and outside pieces. So I'm just adding the 3 by 3s here, but you can totally put 3 by 4 pictures there. So I've got pictures in place, and this one gets a little cute little phrase. It says, I can't read it, plant love, plant smiles maybe. So I'm popping out the love from this very cool die cut sheet here. And it says love grows here. That's going to be our title. And once again, these die cuts, pop them out from the back side, and they're a little bit easier to control. Well, I love that picket fence there. My absolute favorite. And then this little heart is going to go there also. So I'm just kind of saying, okay, so that's where the love goes. So I want to put it like centered. So I'm going like 3 1/2 inches over from the right and 3 1/2 inches over from the left, and then grows here, goes down below. And so I thought I did a smart move here, but it's not. So I took my Post-it strips, and it's perfect because it's like tape, but it's just like Post-it tape. And so I'm just kind of marking, this is where I want my hint of papaya to go. So if you use the sponge, so you ink up your sponge and then kind of get it going. And you kind of, I used a swirl pattern. You may want to just blot it here and there so you get a better view. But I decided to pull my brush out because it gives a really soft view. The problem is I took the brush right up to the edges of the tape because you kind of get footloose, okay, when you've got borders. But then when you pull the tape up, guess what? You have a straight line that you don't like. So not really the idea I wanted. So I think I can fix that. So I take my little brush and I soften it, But that line just says, I'm here. I'm here. You can't do much about me. So I can only hide it a little bit. So I'm going to use the E and the L, and that kind of takes care of each side. And then it just doesn't want to go away. So that's something not to do. So I'm going to put my papaya away and go ahead and start sticking my title down. So I'm going to put the E, the edges right up to that line, so it kind of takes away from looking at the straight line. And the L is going to go right up to the line, so you don't have to look at that either. So this way that kind of takes care of those. Now the problem is the top, right? Well, so now I'm just kind of making sure that all the letters are about an inch down from the top. That's what I'm using that ruler up there for. So I'm kind of putting my O down. Of course, I can't find the V. So, and then I put my grows here. And that's going to go just like that. And I'm looking for my V, still can't find it, so I'm going to put my little hearts down that were popped out from the heart sheet. And that's going to go right there. Look at how good that looks with that title. Yeah, who knows where the V is? Oh, look, it was on the back of, I don't know how it got back there. Okay, so my here is kind of in the way for the V, right? Had I had that V, I wouldn't have put the here down. So I'm going to put my V there, and I'm just kind of trying to space the letters. And I think, okay, what can I do? So that one goes there, that sticker. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. And I'm just kind of thinking, okay, what am I going to do? So there's a little adorable little bee that goes on those hearts. I mean, just, it's so cute. So I kind of look through the rest of the pages, and I'm looking for that strip, the sticker strip that has the flowers going across up there. So it's a real pretty strip. So I think, okay, I am just going to add a little crown to my love and cut out a bit of the, not the whole thing, just a little bit going over the top of love. And you know what? Because there's one bee there, I'm going to go ahead and take this other little bee and put it right at the start of the vine. So, you know what? I think I'm doing something good, and then it's like it kind of backfired on me, but then it works out because, you know, you can always fix something. You can always kind of make it work. And so there we go. So there's our first layout for Backyard Bliss. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Bye. Hi, I'm Dorothy Smith. Thanks for watching my video, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel and learn along with me. Thanks. Bye-bye.